Hi and welcome to your next video for Jordan Pilates. Unfortunately, our video from Friday did not record. The Zoom happened, but unfortunately the recording didn't. So we're going to carry on from Friday's class. So this will be your class number 2, and I'll upload a third video just as an extra for the fundamental that we missed the recording on Friday. I hope you enjoy this class, and we're going to get straight into it. We're going to keep everything in mind that we had from our last weeks, our fundamentals, the breathing, holding in the abdominals. So we're going to carry on from there, and then this class is going to be a little bit more different, a little bit more intense. Please do listen to your body. If you feel any sharp shooting pain, you need to stop straight away, and obviously consult your doctor or your healthcare professional. And just listen to your body. Don't overstrain. If you are struggling to get into a certain position and your muscles are screaming at you, please do just take note of that, and you will always grow into strength and into flexibility. There's no need to push crazy and that you hurt yourself. Okay, so with all of that in mind, we're going to come down to the mat. We're lying down, and I want you to remember that setup that we had where we first get our head neutral. We're looking at the corner of the rim. Think about those shoulder blades, opening up those shoulder blades. Pull those fingertips down towards your feet. Pull your feet in for me a little bit. Your rib cage, we're going to pull that in slightly. Abdominals, we're holding nice and tight. Our pelvis, we're going to just play around with that. Rock it forward, rock it back, and then pull into neutral position. And then your legs are a fist or a tennis ball. Your knees are about a fist apart. And then that is your setup. So we're going to move nice and quickly through this next round. Give me that lateral breath. We inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to flatten that lower back. And just pull your tummy nice and tight for me. Hold that down. We inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to return back to neutral pelvis. And again, we inhale. And exhale. Hold that in for me. We inhale. And exhale. Last one like that. We inhale. And exhale. Hold that position. Hold that. Pull that belly button in even tighter for me. Now we're lifting our bum slightly off the mat. We hold it there. When you're in this position, I want the back to let go. Abdominals are your main movers. Glutes are supporting. So I want you to really rely on those abdominals to move you here, and really concentrate on just thinking about the backs just sinking. And you're going to start feeling those muscles really stretch beautifully. Give me a nice big inhale. And exhale slowly down, flattening back to the mat, and return to neutral pelvis. We inhale. And exhale, flattening the lower back. Pull the tummy in nice and tight, just lifting that bum ever so slightly off the mat, about an inch off the mat. I'll lift my hands just to show you again. We inhale and exhale slowly down and relax back into neutral pelvis. Last one like that. We inhale and exhale, flattening the lower back and drawing the abdominals up slightly. The back is hanging. Pull that tummy in even more so, and we're coming up halfway up the spine. Keep thinking about adjusting that neck. We inhale and then exhale, and from the top here we're going to push these vertebrae down. Be mindful of that movement, slowly down all the way to the mat. And we inhale and exhale, flattening the lower back and just coming up halfway up the spine. Again, really emphasize that abdominal work. We inhale here, and as you push out all that air, as if you're deflating, you're coming back to the mat and back to neutral. Let's do one more like that. We inhale and exhale, flattening the lower back, coming up halfway up the spine. In this position, I really want you to scoop the pelvis around so that we're getting that lovely stretch along the quads, and we're coming to a full pelvic tilt. So climb even more so, holding and maintaining that pelvic position. Pull that tummy in even more so for me. And we're going to inhale. And as you exhale, think about the vertebra from the top here. These abdominals are going to start pushing down. Your abdominal starts under your ribcage. Think about they're pushing down first, rounding that back like a banana shape. Slowly thinking about each vertebra, articulating as it hits the mat. Push those abdominals down. Return the pelvis to neutral. And again, we inhale and exhale, flattening the lower back and climbing up all the way to the top. At the top, we hold. And again, thinking about scooping that pelvis around. Give me a nice big inhale. And exhale, slowly coming down one vertebra at a time. And slowly return the pelvis back to neutral. Let's do one more like that. We inhale, opening up those shoulder blades. Pull those fingertips down for me. We inhale. And as you exhale, we're flattening the lower back. Pull that tummy as tight as you can. And we're going to climb all the way up to a full pelvic tilt. Now, whilst you're here, we're going to work on something else called pelvic floor muscles. Pelvic floor muscles it's the sensation of if you're having a wee and you stop midstream. It's those muscles that pull that all back. Or if you're standing in a queue and you don't want to wee, you're holding those muscles. And that's actually, it's a really important part of our fitness, male or female, and it works exactly the same way. You're going to just hold on to that. So whilst we're in this position with our back hanging, our abdominals are pulled in, everything is beautifully aligned. I want you to pull into those muscles. It's quite easy in this position because you're already kind of squeezing into your bum, but now I really want you to go into your pelvic floor as well and just hold that for me. And if you feel that you've got no strength and you're trying to hold but it can't really hold, you're going to just hold for as long as you can and then relax. And now again, you're going to hold, pull into those muscles, hold for a little bit longer, and then relax. And our last one, we're going to squeeze into those pelvic floor muscles, hold them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. We're going to inhale. Keep holding them if you're able to. Hold onto that belly button. Pull it down for me. We inhale and exhale, slowly coming down, one vertebra at a time. Good job. Pelvic floor muscles I will refer to quite a lot as we go. Hold onto one knee towards your chest. They're so important for so many different aspects. You're obviously welcome to Google, but yeah, in general health, and especially as we get older, they are extremely important. Put that leg down. Let's change the other side. Just stretching out that back. And get the other knee up. Hold that there for a minute. Well, not quite a minute, but a few more seconds. And then you're going to tuck your head in for me. And try, if you're able to, it's amazing. If you can't, it's fine. Try and get that forehead onto those knees. Good stuff. And gently put one leg down and the other leg down. Okay, hold your head up for me. Hands behind the head. We're going to our chest lift. We did touch on this in our first class. We're going to go into it a little bit further, and we're going into chest lift with rotation. So holding your head up. Also, just a side note, if your head starts getting really tired whilst you're doing these exercises, I want you to drop your head, look left, look right, and then rejoin. Okay, so from this position, we're going to come up a little bit higher. And here, I want you to feel, am I in neutral pelvis? This will give you a good indication. Like I said the last time, a lot of us, when we do anything chest lift, our pelvis naturally reacts and pushes forward. I really want you to maintain that your pelvis stays solid and stays in the position it needs to be. And you can test this just by sliding your hand underneath. So I want you to lift your head as much as you want. And when you lift your head, I don't want you to lift your neck. I want you to think about your actual rib cage. Pretend there's a rope coming from your rib cage and someone's pulling that rib cage up. Hold that now. Pull that belly button down for me and quickly slide your hand. If you're able to get your hand underneath, that means you've got a neutral pelvis. But if you can't, you've pulled in too much. I want you to push your pelvis back through. We're going to exhale, slowly come down. Okay, so let's set up again. Elbows are nice and wide. We're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're going to tuck the chin down and lift through the chest, coming up a little bit, as much as you can. Inhale, come up a little bit more for me now. Give me about another couple of centimeters. And exhale, slowly down. And remember, I want you to be lifting from here the entire time, just from your rib cage. Pretend I'm pulling, as I'm cueing you, I want you to pretend someone's pulling you up. Give me that inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the chin, lift through the chest. Inhale, give me a little bit more. Whilst we're here, are your elbows nice and wide? Your elbows should not be here. Your neck should not be here. I want your neck in like just off neutral because we've just tucked our head slightly, just 10 degrees. And we're going to inhale, come up a little bit more for me, and exhale slowly down. And again, we inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin, lift through the chest. And inhale, come up a little bit more. Elbows nice and wide. Chin tucked down ever so slightly, thinking about the rib cage lifting. And exhale slowly down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the chin, lift through the chest. Think about that belly button pulling down. Pull the belly button down as much as you can. Maintaining neutral pelvis. Inhale, come up a little bit more for me. And exhale slowly down. And again, we inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come up as high as you can, pulling up from that rib cage, pulling the belly button down, and exhale slowly down. Let's do 3 more here. We inhale. And exhale. Up through the chest, lifting up. Come up as high as you can, thinking about that rib cage pulling up. I want you to feel that lovely burning right through underneath the middle of your rib cage. And exhale slowly down. We've got 2 more here. Inhale. Exhale. And come up a little bit more. And slowly down as you exhale. And 1 more here. We inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come up a little bit more. Now, for those of you who can hold, I want you to hold. If you're unable, lie down because we're going to be explaining. So we're going into rotation. Rotation happens when I lift my one shoulder blade off the mat, but my elbows are still wide. I'm not closing in. I'm keeping everything nice and wide, and I'm trying to rotate from my waist. We inhale, we come center, and we exhale, and we rotate. And inhale, come center. Exhale, rotate. Now, because our bodies love to cheat and they'll always try and find the easiest route, your neck might be feeling like it needs to lead the way. I don't want your neck leading the way. I want you to hold your head in your hands. I want you to use your arms to support your neck here. But when you're rotating, I want you to think about this part of your body lifting, and then you're keeping your pelvis neutral, so we're not moving our whole body with everything. So it's not a case of me doing this and my pelvis lifting with me and my whole body's rocking along. We are maintaining that neutral pelvis and holding a solid structure. But it's a case of just the waist rotating, shoulder blades coming up, trying not to move your neck as much as you can. We inhale, come center. Exhale, rotate. Okay, so now we're going to go into a couple more. We inhale, center. Maintain neutral pelvis. Exhale, rotate. Try and pull that belly button down if you're able to. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Elbows nice and wide. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Pull that belly button down for me. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. It's not a massive movement either. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Nice work. Lie down. Arms long, legs long. Stretch that out beautifully. Done. Nice work. So we're going into our next phase where we open up our arms to a T. I want you to pull your legs to an angled position. And this is our leg lifts and leg changes. A real quick side note here, tabletop position. If I ever call for tabletop, I'm asking for the leg to be lifted. It is a 90-degree angle under the knee. Our knee is above our hip. And if I wanted to put a glass of water right there, that's the idea of tabletop. So for this exercise, leg lift and leg changes, we're just lifting the leg to 90 degrees. I'm going to drop the leg down and then lift it again. Simple enough. It gets a little bit more complicated as we go into changes, but I'm asking for lower abdominals. So the little key here for lower abdominals is what happens a lot of the time. If our abdominals are weak, especially lower abdominals, whenever I'm asking you to load the lower abdominal, so when you lift your leg in any position, that creates a lever and it becomes a massive weight on your lower abdominals. But the risk is if that's too heavy for your current state of strength in your abdominals, the pelvis will want to tilt And especially if you've got a bad back or you get any kind of pinched nerves or anything like that in your history, the moment you kind of drop these legs, the pelvis will want to kind of tilt out and you can be a bit more prone to injury. And that is so person specific. So you just got to be aware of if you fall into that category. If you do fall into that category, this is how you're going to avoid that. First thing is you're going to lift your leg off. It's not going to be over the knee. It's going to be over your body. So it's not going to be tabletop. That's the first thing. And everything we do, so if we're doing leg changes, whatever we do, you're going to bring everything into your body. So you're not creating that heavy load. The other side of it is you must always make sure you're putting one leg down at a time so that both legs are not creating a massive weight. And then obviously just take it really slow. Strength is built over time. So all these exercises, you're just going to gently lift and lower that leg. See how you go. If you are able to do it, that's amazing. But let's say we get into leg changes and you feel, oh no, my back's really taking strain here. You're not going to even put your legs down. You're just going to kind of hover here. I will show you easy, like an easy beginner version, intermediate, and then advanced. So for this exercise, arms out to a T. We lift the one leg tabletop and we just drop that leg down. I want you to pretend that you're trying to touch the base of your mat because the 90-degree angle of our knee doesn't change. I don't want your toes coming in like that the leg's hardly moving. If you are really struggling with this exercise, you're welcome to do that as a beginner, like a really, really beginner, where you just kind of drop the toes down, which is enough for a real beginner. But if you're able to, we're going to lift that leg to 90. We're going to go for 6. For 1, 2. If you need a breathing pattern, it's exhale. 4, 5, and 6. Nice work. Put that leg down. Let's lift the other one. And 1 and 2. Remember, it's your exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. That's for 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, now hold that leg for me. This is where it gets a little bit more tricky because we're going to now load the lower abdominals. So like I said, your beginner version, if you're really, so I'm going to go beginner. So if you really are beginning, that leg comes off. My back is flattened on the mat. So I'm no longer in neutral pelvis either. And I'm just going to do this. That's my beginner version, okay? Real beginner, okay? If you are not even quite intermediate, but if you're not quite really beginner, but you're kind of a beginner, you're just going to keep it in tabletop, but you're not going to touch the mat. And then intermediate and advanced, don't really get an advanced part of the exercise, but for intermediate to advanced, we're going to keep it in neutral, and we're going to aim to touch the bottom of our mat, but keeping that 90-degree angle. Hold them to your lower abdominals. If you're able to, please give me neutral pelvis. If you're not, flatten that lower back. And we go for, let's go for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nice work. Put those legs down. Lengthen those legs out for me. Stretch them out. Arms overhead. We're going to now go into a roll up. Again, I'm going to show you beginner exercises to, again, just intermediate to advanced. Okay, the exercise, I'm going to show you the exercise first. Palms face each other. You're going to inhale to halfway. Exhale to lift. We come into a C curve. We inhale. And then we exhale with control all the way down. Arms go overhead. Okay, that's the exercise. Beginner version. Okay, real beginner version. I want you to lift your legs toward your chest. You're going to tuck your head for me. You're going to lengthen those legs and come to C curve. You're going to get your hands underneath your knees. You're going to bring your legs up and you're going to gently roll down and put your head on the mat. Tuck the head, roll the body forward, lengthen the legs. Lengthening the legs will help give you momentum upwards. And then again, bring those legs in. That's your beginner. Rolling down with control and lay that head down. Why I want your head coming up and down is to strengthen your neck as well. Then your next level of beginner is your legs are in an angled position. Arms come up overhead, tuck underneath your legs, and again you can lengthen through those legs and come into a C curve. We inhale and exhale. Gently down. If you need to grip underneath your legs, coming down is a lot easier. A lot of people manage on that way. But otherwise, we're going to do 4 roll-ups, just normal ways, palms facing each other. And it's a big inhale, so it's a up into a C curve. We inhale and exhale slowly down with control, finding those abdominals and coming down one at a time. Good. Arms overhead. We inhale. Exhale. Inhale at the top. And exhale. Find that control. Good, good, good. Got 2 more here. Inhale. Good. And let's do 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good stuff. Inhale. And 1 arm stays down and the other comes around. Okay, we're going to go into our obliques. Oblique work is one of my favorites. Is where you get those lovely oblique lines. You'll start seeing real beautiful tone in that area. My setup. These are my little cues, and especially if you're beginning. I want you to look down at your body. So at the moment, I'm in a nice straight line, and my legs are lengthened for me. The biggest key to this exercise is that your hips need to be stacked. Most of us, we don't have the strength. So the moment we do these exercises, the hip opens up, and then we kind of working through abdominals. If you keep your hips stacked, you're going to get through those obliques. So I want you to bring your legs 10 degrees forward. That's all you need for that. This arm underneath you, I want you to send it diagonal, because by the time you're lying down, you're still going to be in a nice straight line, as opposed to most people set up like that, which makes me a banana. I don't want a banana shape. I want straight, and then the legs come 10 degrees forward. Your eye line is dead set in front of you. I want you to think about lower abdominals connecting to belly button, thighs squeezing together, knees squeezing together, ankles. And I want you to activate your legs, and they're going to stay activated the entire time we do this exercise. They do not come back down to the mat. I want you to push your feet away from you. And now we've lifted the legs. They're not going to touch the mat until we finish the exercise. They only hover. If you're able